I really do think it's time we settle this ancient fight once and for all. You see, every time I keep hearing this story, hardware money, why do I actually need a system that has 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM? Is it not enough for me to just have 16 gigabytes and actually go ahead and do whatever I want to do? So I decided to, you know what, today we're going to settle this thing. These are HP laptops. You can pretty much call them twins because they look very much alike, the same configuration, the same processor, looking in excellent condition. See, there's just no way you can get this anywhere, see? But I decided to come out of my busy schedule just to solve this problem once and for all because honestly, I'm tired of hearing this and I felt like, you know what, there's no amount of video I will make now that would make you change your mind. The thing I just want to do is just to go ahead and put it to a test, which is these two laptops, given that they have the same configuration, they have the same RAM, the same SSD, the same processor, the same power, the same good condition. Did I show you this? I think I did show you. It's also in beautiful condition because somebody might be thinking now, hardware money, how am I sure these laptops work? These are the chargers here, everything looking excellent. I'm going to go ahead and open them. This is what we are going to test today. See, this is the problem. On these laptops are 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAMs. The way this laptop looks, I can already say it's a big boy laptop. But because some people, some of you out there, some of my esteemed subscribers, you want to actually roll with the big boys, which is you want a laptop that has the 2 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, but you're not so sure if it is worth the effort. And I'm just going to go ahead. Even though I have told you many a times that, look, if you want to be in the big boys league, this is exactly what you need. But we're going to just test that today. I do not have so much time for this, but because I do value you guys so much, I am going to do this. So I'm going to open these laptops right now. And then on one of these laptops, you know, I'm going to install this at 2 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM and then go ahead and power on this laptop. These laptops have been installed with Windows 11 Pro 64-bit, and hopefully we should be able to see which of these is going to boot up first, and this is going to put paid to this ancient conflict because I'm aware that the subscribers here, they're kind of divided. Some are saying that, look, hardware money is just enough for me to go to your shop and buy off 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, while some others are saying, hardware money, I really do see that, look, the 2 gigabytes makes more sense, and because the price difference is pretty much not so much, I would pretty much want to have 82 gigabytes of this same laptop. Please, this is what I want to have, but I'm not so sure if it's going to be worth the investment, all right? Like I said, this video is going to put paid to that today once and for all right? Now, this laptop wants to be difficult, even though I have always said this laptop is very easy to open, but sometimes they just come like this, and I have every screw covered. So the only thing I need to do now is just to try to pop it up, and this is exactly what I am going to do right here because I want this back cover taken out, because without taking this out, there's just no way we can actually solve this conflict that we have. Look at this. This is beautiful. Everything that you actually want, you have right here. Although this is a little bit dusty, we're going to clean that up so that this doesn't go ahead to affect whatever test we're going to do right here today. So this also wants to be stubborn, but as long as I was able to open the other twin, there's just no way I will not be able to open this. For those of you that know laptop, when you see this, it's very hard to get a laptop that has these two at the same time, all right? So I still have to open this. Just don't want to break anything, trying to be a little bit careful here. But sometimes it is what it is. If you want to be careful, sometimes things just want to take you for granted. Actually, it was my fault. I didn't actually take out that screw. So because of that, it was not. I'm going to give it another try. Just don't disappoint me. I do not have so much time for this, but the subscribers are waiting, and I have to do this and put an end to this conflict once and for all. Beautiful. See, this was the reason why I said you can pretty much refer to these things as twins. Everything looks clean. Everything looks perfect. If you receive something like this, tell me how you are going to continue to be angry. This is a laptop, the Ryzen processor, perfect, very good. Permit me to say all your tasks, because this video is not about me telling you to buy this laptop, But we want to put an end to this conflict, and this must be done today. But first things first, this has to be cleaned up. Just have to get my brush. 1 minute. This brush is what I need to make sure that the fans are not going to cause any problem for any of the pieces, all right? So first, make sure the fans are kind of dusted out, because this is it. This is a machine that's been working for a very long time. And because of that, it is what it is. Sometimes it has a way of just, accumulating dust. But then the dust is actually not a problem. It is just very easy to take that out. Permit me, my dust blower got broken, but then I have to secretly go to the bathroom today to take my wife's hair blower just to make sure that I'm able to do this thing once and for all. You can see the risk I'm taking, or to make sure that I show you the difference between having the same PC but different RAMs. I took a lot of risk, because if my wife were to find out that I am actually using this to blow my computers or to show you guys something, she's going to be angry, and I do not want that to happen. But then now we have things sorted out. Just going to go ahead and take out this, because they are both the same. So what I have to do is to make sure I just pop out, the RAM sticks from this laptop here, and take that aside. I'm going to also do the same. Take that aside. If you can take a look, on these laptops are 8 GB, one Samsung and one Kingston, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to take it out, and hopefully you have the same products here. Let's see, just to be extra sure. We have here a Kingston module, and then we also have here a Kingston module. So this is 16 GB right here. So I'm going to take that back. Just going to put that in, and then I'm going to go ahead. And now is the moment where you have been waiting for, which is to actually go ahead and pop this out. You see, this video is not sponsored in any way, but because I have used this Vengeance DDR4 RAM for so long, I am confident to say that, look, if you are looking for something decent, it's exactly what you want to consider. You see, there are so many RAMs out there in the market, but there are some of them that will not give you the desired result that you're looking for. But this hasn't disappointed me in any way, and this is the reason why, even though it's not a sponsored video, I can come out here to say to you without any fear or favor, to say that, look, this is one good RAM that you can actually pop on your laptop, and your laptop will never ever remain the same again. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and power these laptops, and then, but before that, I have to just close this. I'm not going to close it to the end, because somehow, somewhere, we might still have to go back into this laptop. For now, I'm just going to leave it like this, and the other one is also going to be covered like that. All right, so now we are almost there at the moment of truth, where I'm going to go ahead and switch on this laptop just to be sure. We see how it's going to boot into Windows and see which of them is going to boot faster. But before that, I think I have to actually label this thing so that I do not mix up things and then give you a false result. So this is a laptop with a 2 GB of DDR4 RAM, and this is the laptop here with 16 GB of DDR4 RAM. But then, like I always say, seeing is believing. I'm going to go ahead and label this right now. I'm just going to put a tape right here, and I'm going to call that 32 GB. I'm going to take another tape right here, and I'm going to call this 16 GB. And then we're going to go ahead, power on these PCs, so you can actually take a look and decide for yourself which of these two bad boys here you want to go for. All right. Finally, what I wanted to do was to just go ahead and pop in the power cable and switch on the laptop button. I said, I would like to remove as much as possible any barrier to this test. Anything that's going to make this test not comprehensive, I'm going to try to remove it. So I went ahead to install Windows 11 just afresh, just to be sure that there's no one program on this PC that's going to kind of skew the result. So I'm just going to wait until Windows gets installed on this PC, and this is already at 50%, still going. The installation is still going very good. So just going to wait for it to run to the end. And when this is ready, we are going to go ahead and switch on this PC. Of course, I'm not going to keep you here waiting. I'm just going to speed up the video to make sure that, look, the next image you're going to be seeing on the screen is just me pushing the start button. In this way, you can just go ahead on your own, decide for yourself which RAM size you want to continue using in this new year, 2025. Don't forget, this is 32 gigabytes and this is 16 gigabytes. 16 gigabytes appears to already be there. We have to wait for this and just see how long that's going to take. All right. All right, both laptops are ready. This has a Windows 11 Pro freshly installed. Windows 11 Pro freshly installed. Everything looks the same. You see the display. It was a long wait. I get it, but I believe that it's pretty much worth the wait because this ancient quarrel, this ancient struggle is going to be solved once and for all. So what I want to do, first things first, is just to go ahead and switch off these laptops and then attempt to boot both laptops at the same time so we can have a better picture of what happens when the same laptop, the same operating system, the same processor, the same SSD, but different RAM sticks. Let's see how it pretty much looks like. I'm just going to be careful enough so that I'm able to press the start button just at the same time so that I do not ruin this experiment that has started on a very good note. The only thing I hope is that the camera is actually able to see me while I do that. So I'm just going to count from 1 to 3 or from 3 to 1, and then I'm going to press the start button at the same time. Don't forget, this is the 2 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, and this is the 16 gigabytes of these two beautiful laptops you have right here. So we go 3, 2, 1, go. All right, it has started. I did a good job in actually pressing the start button at the same time. Let's see, both of them are still booting. They both came up at the same time, but the 2 gigabytes already loading first, and it's almost pretty much the same. You don't really see the difference. And ladies and gentlemen, I can pretty much tell you that although this laptop has 16 gigabytes, this has 32. The difference in terms of booting into Windows is pretty much not noticeable. So if you have 16 gigabytes of this HP EliteBook, you are pretty much rolling with the big boys, which tend to use 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. I really do think that with this little experiment, we've been able to put paid to this ancient struggle between 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM on this laptop and 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM on this laptop. I'm going to make sure that this 16 gigabytes, which is the bad boy here, which is obviously the winner of this experiment, is highly cleaned. And if right now you are still constrained by budget, perhaps you are just saying, look, Hardwaremoney, I only have money for 16 gigabytes. I want to encourage you to go ahead, click on the link in the description below, and you actually have the opportunity of buying this laptop for cheap. Take advantage of it because, like you have seen right now, having a 16 gigabyte of this particular laptop actually puts you in the big boys, the big boys league. Gone are the days where people used to think if your laptop is not 32 gigabytes, then you are actually sitting outside. But now you have seen, if somebody tries to deceive you again, proposing you a 32 gigabyte laptop, even in situations where 16 gigabytes should normally be fine, go ahead and tell the person, look, I did see a video by Hardwaremoney, and from this video, I can pretty much say that, look, on the HP EliteBook 745 G6 laptop, it doesn't matter if you have 16 gigabytes or 2 gigabytes, you are pretty much fine. So don't be deceived. In the next video, I'm going to actually go ahead and even push this experiment further, which is I'm going to take a 4 gigabytes and pair it on this laptop, and I'm going to push it against this 2 gigabytes right here. So if you are not subscribed to the channel, I really want to encourage you to be subscribed so you can actually go ahead to see this experiment, because at the end of the day, I'm just going to make sure that I open your eyes and you finally see that, look, you should not anymore be constrained by budget. If you are still struggling, you are a student, or you have just a minimum wage job, and you do not see why you have to pay premium price for a 2 gigabyte laptop, with this experiment right now, you can pretty much tell that, look, there's pretty much no difference. If all you want to do with your laptop is just to watch TikTok videos, or even if you want to send emails, you want to watch YouTube videos, you want to send emails to your loved ones, you want to do a lot of stuff on the internet, the 16 gigabyte HP EliteBook 745 G6 is equally as good as the 2 gigabyte version of this notebook here. Until I see you again in the next one, peace.